It appeared in his bag without warning. Arden had just stepped out of the Lavender Town Pokémart, the sliding glass doors whispering shut behind him, when he noticed the extra weight in his satchel. He hadn't bought anything. And yet there it was, wedged between his potions and spare Pokeballs. Smooth, cold, perfectly round. Jet black, no logo, no release button, no seam, just an orb darker than pitch, as if it had swallowed the light around it. He turned it over in his hand. It was heavier than a standard Pokeball. It felt wrong, like it shouldn't exist. But when he asked the clerk inside if it might have been dropped or misdelivered, they shrugged and waved him off. Never seen one like that before. Maybe a new prototype. Silphco or something. He didn't press further. He'd dealt with enough haunted stories in Lavender Town to know when curiosity crossed the line into invitation. That night he left the ball on his desk and tried to forget about it. But it didn't let him. The dreams started immediately. Blurry forests filled with cries, eyes watching him from behind trees, the feeling of running while standing still. When he woke, the Pokeball was never where he'd left it. Sometimes it was on the windowsill. Once it was in his hand. He didn't remember picking it up. A week later, his team was torn apart by a wild Tyranitar in the Johto Mountains. His Garchomp and Talonflame were both too injured to battle, and then, without thinking, he reached for the black ball. It was like instinct, like it had called to him. He threw it. No light, no shaking, just silence. The Tyranitar vanished on contact. Arden stared at the ball. It sat where it landed, unmoving. No blinking indicator, no red glow. Just stillness. He walked over slowly, picked it up. It was warm now. The Tyranitar was gone, not registered, not seen, no sign of its presence in his system. Yet when he called it, it appeared. Obedient, blank-eyed. It didn't breathe like a normal Pokémon. It just was, and it fought like a god. Within days, Arden tested the ball on stronger and stronger Pokémon. It never failed. No matter the level, the strength, the species, even a Latios in the skies above Fortree, it was caught instantly. Effortlessly. But something else happened each time he used it. He began to forget things. Small things at first. Names of cities, faces of trainers he'd battled, the words to his favourite battle songs. But soon it was worse. He forgot his childhood partner, his Jolteon. Forgot what his mother's voice sounded like. Forgot how long he'd even been on this journey. And yet he couldn't stop. The power was addictive. His collection grew. Pokémon he couldn't even name anymore fought at his side like silent shadows, all caught by the same black sphere. People stopped making eye contact with him. Some whispered as he passed, "There's something wrong with him. That's not battling. That's hunting." He doesn't look human anymore. He didn't care. Until one day, deep in Mount Coronet, he stood before a massive, pulsing form, Giratina itself, a living god of the distortion world. And without hesitation, he threw the black Pokeball. It froze in midair, didn't fall, didn't capture, just hovered. And from it came a voice, low and rotting and impossibly deep. "You are full." Arden stepped back. "What?" "No more can be taken. There is no more of you to give." He dropped to his knees as memories rushed out of him like blood from a wound. Dozens of lives gone in a blink. He couldn't remember who he was, couldn't remember his own name. His mind was a room with no walls. Just echoing voices screaming to be let out, and then he heard it again. The voice from the ball. "You are done." In that instant, the ball rose on its own and split open, not like a Pokeball, but like a flower unfolding. Black mist spilled out and wrapped around Arden like a shroud. He screamed, but no sound came out. His body flickered, pixelated, then faded, and then nothing. The ball sealed itself and fell to the stone floor. Cold again, heavy, quiet. Weeks passed. A young trainer hiking the lower paths of Mount Coronet stumbled on a strange object, partially buried in gravel. Curious, she picked it up, turned it over, smooth, cold, no button, just darkness. She called out to her partner, a Riolu, but it refused to come near. Whined, shook, tried to flee. She pocketed the ball anyway. Later that night she heard whispers in her sleep, and the next morning she couldn't remember her own name.